Now for our top-of-the-bill fight action tonight, we could really be in for something special here. A British title fight between two Welshmen in Wales and a good deal of local rivalry and feeling between these men. The champion, Neil Haddock from Llanelli. He's held the title which has always changed hands very quickly for the past 18 months. He's had to overcome injury problems, but not nearly as many as those suffered by Floyd Havard. Perhaps never fulfilled his undoubted potential, Havard, but the former British champ must win here if he's to remain a force. Here he is attempting to burst into world class against the outstanding John Molina back in January.
Molina's beginning to get through here. Not much coming back from Havard. He's covering up his damage to his face. This is a bad period for the Welshman.
And this is a fight that actually should have taken place a long time ago, and it would actually be nice if I'd actually been British champion going in against Molina. So I feel that it's an appropriate time for me really to be taking a British title fight, especially after the Molina defeat.
Floyd, I thought, didn't really go in there to fight. You know, he went in there and he went straight on his back foot. So it's, I wouldn't be able to take anything from that fight.
I've known Neil since the amateurs. We've sparred together. I suppose he knows my little tricks, I know his. I sometimes mention that he's progressed, you know, but I haven't really seen much of him since he's been a champion.
It's 3 years ago since we last boxed together. I've come on a lot since me and Floyd boxed last. I boxed some good boys, as you know, Steve Robson being one of them. So I've come on leaps and bounds, so it'll be very difficult to weigh up the measures on how it used to be 3 years ago.
Neil Haddock has proved himself, you know, after winning the British title. So, you know, it's showtime, you know, and I'm really looking forward to the fight. It's a fight that I've wanted for a long time, and it's going to be a good fight.
I've won all 9 of my last contests. Some of them being inside the distance. I've taken shots from some of the best punchers in Great Britain, Michael Armstrong, the former British champion, being one of them. So I think I've proven there that I can certainly take a good shot. I'll be 30 this year now, and I would have retired a long time ago if I didn't think there was any chance of me winning a Lonsdale belt. So this is going to be my ambition fulfilled, hopefully.
And Haddock has big things down the line, remember, European Championship contender himself, and if he wins tonight, several things will open up, several lucrative possibilities. Duke Mackenzie, who's your money on here?
I think you've got to go with the champion, to be true with you, Paul. He's been pretty active, and as you know, like Floyd, was just been in a world title fight, and really didn't look like he was that comfortable in there and got beat fairly convincingly. It
should be pretty interesting, a battle of two southpaws, so it'll be a bit like that for most of the way, but let's see how it pans out. Glenn McCrory and first Ian Darke, of course, as usual, our commentary team, and we'll hear from our MC, Mike Goodall.
Ladies and gentlemen, on Sky Sports ringside, this is the main event of the evening at the Star Leisure Centre in Cardiff. Sponsored by Cardiff Bay Development Corporation and promoted by Frank Maloney for Panics Promotions and Dragon Boxing. This is a contest of 12 3-minute rounds to decide the Super Featherweight Championship of Great Britain. Between, in the red corner, wearing black trunks from Swansea with a professional record from his 28 contests of 26 wins and 2 losses, 15 wins coming by way of KO. The challenger for the title, the former Super Featherweight Champion of Great Britain, Floyd Havard. In the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with the blue trim from Llanelli, his professional record from his 24 pro contests reads 14 wins, 9 losses and 1 draw, 6 wins coming by way of KO. The current Super Featherweight Champion of Great Britain, Neil Haddock. At the weigh-in today, both boxers scaled 9 stone 4 pounds. The officials appointed for this contest by the British Boxing Board of Control, the steward in charge, Lord Brooks of Tremorfa, the timekeeper, Mr. Gordon Pape, the referee, Mr. Roy Francis of London.
The referee is Roy Francis, very experienced official. So we're all set here. Haddock defending the title against this man, Floyd Havard, who's only lost twice, once to Molina in his world title attempt 2 months ago, the other to John Doherty when he retired after 11 rounds. There are one or two critics of Havard who thinks that maybe he's a bit of a quitter. That's a criticism that some people, and I stress some people, make against him. Both southpaws, you'll notice here. Fast start, and Havard looking very, very sharp behind his jab there and scoring with a little right hook too. At his best, he's a classy operator, Floyd Havard. Made a good start, Glenn.
The hands looks very sharp. He looked quite sharp in the Molina fight. It's just obviously he's known as such a great champion as Molina.
Yes, that attempt was always doomed to failure, really, particularly as Havard had been so inactive in recent years because of his constant problems with hand trouble. He broke his nose as well against Molina in that fight. Haddock's had that problem too quite recently. So injuries could be a factor in this fight as well.
It could be, and if you notice Haddock's face, it looked quite marked up. There's quite a bit of scar tissue both above and below his eyes.
Really fast, sharp start by Havard. And Haddock, who's always been quite useful with that left hand, though, just scoring with it. These two have sparred together quite a bit in the past as well. And Havard said, rather provocatively and publicly, that he had Haddock on the floor quite a lot. He said Haddock spent most of his time on the floor when I sparred with him. I'm in a different league to him. Well, we'll see tonight. Haddock is the kind of fighter who wears his opponents down. Havard has started faster, but this one is the kind you'd expect to go quite long if injuries don't intervene. I think Haddock might just have picked up a little bit of a cut, has he? Let's have a look. Yes, he has, over the right eye. Haddock is cut.
Finding his mark very well, looks very sharp, them combinations are rattling in.
It's a very determined, focused look about Havard. Very, very classy opening round from him, and he won it big, very big. Second round here then, Havard in the black shorts. Now Haddock will look to get some kind of foothold in the fight in this second round. Just about everything went wrong for him in that first round. Got cut, was outspeeded, outboxed. Oh, great uppercut from Havard. Great shot.
Good combinations here. All behind a very sharp southpaw jab.
Havard looking really up for it. He has one or two things to prove to the boxing trade.
And often when you've just been in, even though it was a losing attempt at the world title, you've just been in with such a great world champion, that can often work the other way and give you an awful lot of confidence.
Well, he took that fight really off ridiculously thin preparation, didn't he? Probably would appreciate and admit to that now, but it'll all be forgotten if he can win this British Championship here and really start to rebuild his career again. Made the right kind of start. of body shots. Every indication that this could be a pretty hot little contest.
That's right, because nobody ever thought Haddock was going to give anything away. He's tough, and he'll always come to fight.
Cut doesn't look too bad at the moment. It's just kind of seeping blood. But it could open up, of course, and it's perilously early in the fight to pick up a cut like that. Means the cornermen are going to really have to earn their dosh. Just looking a bit puffy around the face generally, Haddock.
He's taking an awful lot of shots coming forward. He's working on some good combinations from Havard.
Haddock trying to get closer. Haddock managed by Glyn Davis. Havard by Colin Breen. And not a lot of love lost between those two, I understand, in the local paper exchanges in the build-up to this one. Roy Francis claps his hands and says, come on, back to action. Third round. Haddock the champion in white. Havard the challenger, looking to regain this title.
A good start from Havard, but Haddock still keep putting that pressure on. He's fighting at a high pace.
Can he keep it up?
That's what Haddock's got to do. He's got to keep pushing Havard back, get him on the back foot, so he can't get them combinations off.
Body punches Haddock, and he gets in close. But he's proving, from his point of view, ominously easy to hit for Havard, whose hand speed at times is quite blurring. There's now a bit of blood seeping from the nose of Haddock as well, as if he didn't have enough problems.
A couple of good hooks as well there from Havard. Looks nice and sharp.
Haddock, by the way, has a £35,000 payday on the line here for the European title against Jacobin Yuma, the French Guyanan. That's due for May, but it might have to go out of the window if he loses this one. Oh, good left hand from Havard. Starting to get through in a big way in this round, Havard. He's not noted as a big puncher.
Havard stand his ground well, with his hands up nice and close and come out some great counters.
To be honest, at the moment, Haddock has to just keep on trying to pressure Havard, maybe get in with some body shots and hope that Havard slows down and comes back to him, so to speak, as the fight wears on. But he has been scoring with some terrific, classy-looking punches, Havard, really, from the opening bell. Somehow, Haddock needs to slow him down and break his ring of confidence. Off by the jab, which Havard sets himself quite well for too. Good-looking ramrod kind of jab. It's no powder puff rangefinder.
Very good round from Havard there. He did everything right. Haddock was just walking straight onto everything.
3 rounds gone, and all 3 you would give to Floyd Havard, who seems to have just a bit of a swelling there to the side of the head. Strange place for them to be holding the ice bag. This is some of his work again in that round. Good, isn't it?
Very good work. He's very fast. Every time Haddock comes forward, he walks onto a combination like that. He looks very sharp. He looks as if he's enjoying himself in that corner. He looks happy with the way things are going.
Every round so far, you should be scoring 10, 9.5. They got the ends well at work, the kind of iron on the under the left eye of Haddock. And there's the cut by the right eye. They've done a good job with that. That's no further problem than it was when it first happened. 4th round, Sponge inadvertently comes into the ring. Just to remind you, Havard the challenger in black in this Welsh derby for the British Super Featherweight Championship. And if he wins this, by the way, Haddock wins a Lonsdale bout outright. You get that if you win 3 British Championship fights. He's won 2 so far. Put up an excellent performance to win the title against Michael Armstrong, and he defended it against Steve Walker. Stopped him in 7 rounds last July. Facial damage for the champion here.
Haddock continues to move forward. At times you think he's maybe got to change his style a little bit. Take a step back, take a step to the side. Just try and make Havard think a little bit more. He's just walking straight on to Havard, coming into all kinds of trouble.
Last year, Haddock only had 2 fights because of nose injuries, and that nose is looking the worse for wear again here. Now that's better from Haddock. Pressure fighting. Caught Havard in the corner, closed down the range, and that looked more successful tactics from him. All the time it's on the outside, Havard's the boss. Haddock looking to bustle him up, wear him down. Good improved fighter, Neil Haddock, but he's finding the class of Floyd Havard something fairly tough to handle so far.
And Havard working very well on the ropes now. Nice combinations. He's keeping his hands up high, each side of his face, not taking anything for himself and landing with good shots and then slipping away.
Well, for 3.5 rounds here, Havard has given a little masterclass and shown everybody just how classy he can be. In his early days with Frank Warren, there were all kind of rave reviews about him. Hand trouble, hand injuries have been the big problem for him, restricting his appearances. No signs of any problems tonight. The right hand has been a particular problem, but he's thrown out at will, as you're witnessing. Another big round for Havard. Now then, swelling underneath the left eye of Haddock. Let's have a look at that facial damage. You can see there's some blood seeping from the nose of him as well.
Yeah, they're working mostly on that eye, trying to get the swelling down. But I believe he's certainly got the cut we've seen in the first round. But there may be a cut just on the bridge of the nose as well. There seem to be a few spots of blood around there.
Haddock's had a win over Steve Robinson, the current hero of Welsh boxing. There he is at ringside, WBO featherweight champion, vastly improved. Robinson also beat Haddock. Looks a great win now, but of course at the time it didn't seem to mean much, but Robinson has come on a bomb. Round 5. Havard, the challenger, is looking good so far. in the black shorts, in case you still need the colour identification or you're tuning in late.
But Haddock's still there, Ian. He's still coming forward. He's still trying to get his shots off. I think maybe he thought that, you know, he was going to have to give away a few rounds early on to the, you know, the superior boxing of Havard. If he could tire him and get to him later on in the fight, I think that's got to be his only chance. You've got to push him and try and wear him out.
It's the one thing you would say is that Haddock's spirit certainly hasn't been broken yet.
It certainly hasn't. He's took some good shots and some good combinations, but he's still trying to force his way forward. He still looks very strong. So I think that the question mark on Havard before has been his will, and I think that's what the only way Haddock can win this. He's got to try and test that will to the full.
That's right, in plain language, he's going to test Havard's stomach for a real grueling long fight.
Well, I think that's got to be his chance.
Hope that he can slow him down.
Yes, but it's a good plan, but what he's got to try and do is not get hit so much coming in. So I think he's got to try, you know, the corner's got to tell him to use more angles on his attacks. Don't come straight forward, straight into shots.
Setting his best round so far, Haddock here. A bit less coming back from Havard until then. Oh, terrific stuff. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3 combination right into the head of Haddock.
He's got to move that head a little bit more. He's keeping it very still, making it a great target for Havard.
That's terrific defensive work from Havard. Got himself out of the corner. Lovely footwork and using the ropes too. It's been a flashy and elegant and thoroughly professional performance so far from Floyd Havard.
As Lovelace's point is, his defence has been very good as well. Keeps his hands nice and tight. Move when he's had to.
There's some blood in Floyd Havard's hair that's maybe come from the face of his opponent. I can't see any trace of any cut there. He looks the fresher of the two. Colin Breen in the corner. Now then, let's have a look at Haddock's tactics here, trying to close down the range.
Haddock had a better round in that round. Just on that exchange we saw, that was the good point that Havard had. The problem that Haddock kept on marching forward. But all the flashy stuff, all the eye-catching stuff is coming from Havard.
Coming up for the 6th round then here. Moving on towards the halfway point of the fight. Can Haddock do something to turn this around, or is this British Super Featherweight Championship going to change hands yet again? Work indeed from Havard with the fast combinations.
Let's take good shots here. And when he's doing it, it's all eye-catching stuff. It's all in clusters of punches.
Looks like he wants this in a big way, doesn't he, Havard?
It certainly does, yes. He's really fired up. Looks like he's worked long and hard in the gym. Very, very sharp.
Pritchard now just Haddock rather just having to worry. But when he does close the range and walk in, he's not caught by these fast counters.
Well, that's what he's doing at the moment. I mean, he's walking forward. He is closing the range, but he's getting hit with shots on the way in. And then Havard just very well just moving away. It's a silky performance from Havard.
Still a fair way to go, though. Not at the halfway point yet. To be honest, has taken an awful lot of punches into the head, and his face is looking swollen, reddened, puffy. There's damage by the right eye. There's blood coming from the nose. And Havard is almost unmarked. Havard was a very good amateur. He was a schools champion, an ABA champion. He beat Colin Macmillan and John Davison as an amateur. And you'd have to have fair boxing skills to beat Colin Macmillan over 3 rounds.
He certainly would. He's shown some of them skills right now. Tremendous boxing skills.
And the right hand counter too. Well, Haddock is willing. He's kept coming forward. But for the most part, he's been outspeeded and outboxed by Havard, who's winning the fight emphatically at this stage. Floyd Havard has been boxing since he was a 10-year-old boy. He was inspired by the deeds of Colin Jones, who fought for the same amateur club at Peniriol. Jones, who had 3 attempts to win a world welterweight title, both from the Swansea area. Jones, of course, was from Gorsynen. They used to call him the Gorsynen grave digger for a time. Tabloids like that. So did we all, really. Colin Jones was there at ringside when Havard had his attempt to win the World Championship. There's the face of the champion, Neil Haddock, and he looks in quite a bad way, doesn't he?
It does. It's in bad shape.
Here's round 7, then. Havard in black trunks.
Don't hold.
So far, I've given Havard 5 of the 6 rounds, with the 5th even. How about you, Glenn?
Yes, I've got pretty much the same here, and I think Havard may have got 1 round, he may have won 1 round. But it's pretty much all Havard.
Can Haddock turn this around?
Well, again, he's very tough. He keep trying. He's not going to give it away, and he's not going to lie down. He's pushing all the time. He's taking a lot of stick, and his face is badly swollen up, and he has a little bit of cuts there. But yet he keeps marching forward. But at this moment, Havard's just got all the answers.
You've seen big mood swings in fights before, though. So far, nothing that Haddock has had to offer has seemed to trouble Havard. But I guess Haddock is just hoping that it's a kind of erosive thing, that eventually these walk-in pressure tactics will eventually unsettle the challenger.
Well, it looks as if that's the fight he's trying to fight. He's trying to keep the pressure on all the time. He hasn't let off at all, even though he's taking such a lot of punishment on the way forward.
It's 4.5 years since Havard held this title last time. Lost it against John Doherty, retiring in the 11th round, and it was from that fight that one or two people just began to question his bottle, in plain language. But he says he was in a lot of pain from his hands at the time, and he's always refuted those suggestions that he was a quitter in that fight.
Yes, he only lost 2 fights, one to a very good world champion, so there isn't a lot of excuses to call him a quitter.
Havard's round again. It's getting one-sided, this. Well, to be honest, it's been one-sided for some time.
Yes, Haddock just hasn't got the answers.
Coming up on Sky Sports, 2 very big heavyweight title fights for you. Evander Holyfield and Michael Moorer on April the 22nd from Las Vegas. And then on May the 6th, it's Lennox Lewis defending his WBC heavyweight title in Atlantic City against Florida's Phil Jackson. Both live on Sky Sports. Don't miss them. Meantime, down at super featherweight, Floyd Havard stealing the show in the Welsh Derby in Wales, in the slot area of Cardiff. Round 8. Havard once had 17 wins in 27 months in the earlier part of his career, and he really was rising fast. I wonder if he's going to be one of those fighters who has a real late career flourish.
Well, injuries have kept him sidelined quite a bit, so I should think there's still a lot of pride left in him, still a lot of things he wants to do. And this is a great place to start by getting the British title back.
Well, it was a big night for him, isn't it? Because if he'd lost this fight, where would he have gone? He was really in there tonight fighting to save his very career.
Haddock very brave, very strong, still marching forward, still trying to throw shots.
So far, he's just had too much technically for Haddock. Mentioned Havard's amateur record. Haddock was a 2 times Welsh champion as an amateur and combined services champion, and he won a Commonwealth Games silver medal in 1986. It was a rather limited entry, it has to be said. Former manager in the Royal Corps of Transport. He's now a forklift truck driver. And all the time he takes off for training is lost pay.
But Haddock still hasn't managed to break Haddock's will. He's still coming forward, still trying to get home with shots. Very strong and very brave.
Yes, if Havard was a really concussive hitter with the volume of punches he's landed tonight, you would have thought this might have been all over by now. Blood again coming freely from the nose of Haddock. Those punches are landing on the gloves or missing when Haddock does come forward. He must be starting to find this a bit of a dispiriting experience, the champion.
corner, working on Haddock's face there, trying to get the swelling down. That's going to be a very hard job. He's taking a lot of shots on there, and that face looks very swollen.
They do look a bit disconsolate there. There's not much being said in the corner. The story is plain to tell so far. Glyn Davis, the man who handles Neil Haddock, they've got complete trust in each other, those two. He's always done all right by me, says Haddock. This is round 9 then. Can Neil Haddock dredge up something from the depths of his fighting soul and maybe change the pattern here? Smart, slick, silky, use what adjectives you like, but it's been a very good performance so far from Havard. He just has to sustain it now, really, over the closing stages and not let Haddock back into the fight.
Yes, he's done everything right. Almost every round he's boxed, you know, the way he has to do it. And he's done everything. Haddock just hasn't had an answer for him. He's kept the pressure on continuously, but he hasn't managed to wear Havard down. Certainly not yet.
Now you can bet your bottom dollar that Haddock will not be short of fitness and conditioning. He once ran the Berlin Marathon. Prides himself on being a dedicated trainer. But he needs all that fitness and conditioning in there at the moment. I don't think Havard's got a problem with his nose. Remember, it was broken in the last fight against Molina. I've noticed twice in the last 30 seconds he's just dabbed at it with the glove. I don't know if there is a problem or whether that's just some kind of little idiosyncrasy of his. He has just slowed down a bit.
Yes, he keeps rubbing it. You just see there, he just rubbed it and looked for a bit of blood. So I think he obviously feels it's damaged and he's trying to see if there's any blood there. A bit of blood from Haddock's eye.
Oh, the right eye is a lot worse. Suddenly, the right eye is a lot worse of Haddock. You could see it there. And Roy Francis, the referee, suddenly takes a very stern look at it. In one of those exchanges, the cut opened up quite badly. They've been doing a good job on it in the corner, but now it's more serious. And it's the kind of cut where the blood can run into the eye and impair the vision. Again, Havard dabs his nose. He's breathing more heavily now. It's been a fast-paced fight for both of them. Oh, really nasty gash it is, isn't it?
It's just going out very suddenly. It hasn't bled from the first round. He's done a good job on it, but it's obviously getting worse.
It is running down by the side of the eye for the most part, luckily for Haddock. Round 10. Other than that, that 9th round was one of Haddock's better ones. Oh, he was caught there by a left on the way in. And Havard here ups the tempo. He hurt Haddock for a time there. The champion needing time for his head to clear.
Yes, Havard turned it on now, Ian.
He's going to look at it. Maybe... No, they're going to wipe the blood away. It's not over yet. Roy Francis wants that blood wiped away. Is he going to stop it at this stage? He has done. No more. Floyd Havard has regained the British Super Featherweight Championship. This title, which keeps on changing hands, it's done it again. It's proved the jinx for every champion that's ever held it over the years, except Haddock, who did manage to defend it once, but no more. The cut in the end was what decided it, but you have to say that Floyd Havard had been the boss more or less from the word go. and it's a big night for him. He's proved something up there, and he knows it's a victory which suddenly puts his career back on tracks. He showed all his class tonight, and poor Neil Haddock, apart from the cuts, loses his European title fight with Jacobin Yuma of French Guyana, and with it a reported payday of about 35 grand. Not a clever night's work for Neil Haddock.
That was a great night for Floyd Havard. He did everything right. He boxed very well. He looked very sharp. He was really up for this one. And a great performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 35 seconds of round 10, Neil Haddock, having sustained a badly damaged right eye, the referee has stopped the contest in favour of the new super featherweight champion of Great Britain, Floyd Havard.
Floyd Havard regains the title. John Doherty has held it 3 times. Apart from that, Floyd Havard is the only man to hold it more than once, is he? I think, just looking through the records. Caldell as well, Pat Caldell.
Yes, Ian's quite right. It's been a long old 6 years, though, between May '88 and the springtime of '94, Havard regaining the Super Featherweight Championship of Great Britain in some style. But the keys to victory for you, Duke, were what?
His jab and his fitness, I think. It's very hard to box in a retreat going back all the time, but Floyd stuck to his game plan and looked really well, looked very, very convincing.
There wasn't a lot coming back, though, was there?
No, I was a little bit disappointed in the champion because he didn't really pose that many problems. He was just so square on, and all he looked to do was just to catch everything that Floyd was throwing at him. So disappointed from that point of view, but excellent for the challenger.
It's a pretty costly defeat for Haddock as well, isn't it? The European shot goes out of the window. He's going to rue this night's work, isn't he?
I think he'll cry like a baby, to be truthful with you. It was just a massive payday, and he's blown it, you know. But the buck stops with him because he's only got himself to blame.
Now, Floyd Havard has been through a lot in terms of injuries, and several times he's been criticised for his performances in the ring. But he has maintained that he's always felt that he was the best in the division in this country, and he probably has proved it tonight, hasn't he?
At domestic level, I think it's you can't really argue that fact, you know. He's gone out there tonight and probably won like every round, you know, every contested round that they've boxed. But, you know, there's a big difference from, like, domestic level to actual, like, world class. And when he did step up to world class, he was found wanting. So, you know, the question would be whether or not he gets another opportunity and whether he'll be found wanting again.
But for now, it's party time, one would think, in Floyd Havard's territory in Swansea. Swansea have had the call over Llanelli tonight. His career is certainly back on the rails, and I'm sure he's delighted. We'll find out. He's talking to Ian Darke.
Floyd Havard, British champion again. How much does that mean to you? Because you look really up and motivated from the opening bell.
Yeah, I felt confident, very strong. You know, I trained very hard for it. In the past, a lot of people have criticised me for taking the world title fight. So this was really to show my character tonight. You know, unfortunately, I'm very, very surprised at a lot of media thinking that I wouldn't actually come back and become British champion, even though it was against a cracking fighter tonight. But I'm very, very proud to be British champion, and I'm looking forward to my next successful defence.
It's a bit like the Herbie Hyde thing. You kind of had a motive to confound your critics.
That's quite true. You know, I've had so much difficulty with my hand and a few other things, you know, and this was all the motivation that I actually needed, you know. I've waited a long time for this opportunity, and I knew that I wasn't going to chuck it away.
You broke your nose in the last fight, and both fighters came into that fight with a few injury problems in their past. Were there any problems for you out there? Because he was obviously pretty badly marked up.
Yes, people tend to think that I actually broke my nose in my last fight, which that's not true. Actually, what happened is that through an injury in the gym, through sparring with Gary Logan, a clash of heads, but it wasn't actually broken, you know. Neil has had his ups and downs, you know, but he fought like a warrior tonight, and I'm sure that I still got a lot of heart for the game.
This has always been a bit of a jinx title in the past. No champion seems to be able to hold on to it, although, of course, Haddock did for one defence. How do you map out your future from here?
The last 3 to 4 months has been a very, very hectic schedule for me. I boxed Ari Escott after being out 18 months. I come back to box, I think, one of the greatest champions to ever grace the shows over here in John Molina. So I'll sit down after this, you know, and decide, actually, you know. My ambition from a youngster has always been to have a Lonsdale belt outright, and I intend to, you know, succeed in that.
You might have a career late flourish. You might get a, what, European title shot? You must, I suppose, if everything went well, hope you get another world title shot and hope you can avoid a Molina-type fighter next time.
Yes, you know, yeah, like I mentioned before, you take opportunities in life, and I took it against Molina. Like I said, you know, I'm not a man of predictions, but we'll just sit back and have a look what happens in the future now.
Well done, Floyd. You've had your media critics, I know, in the past, but that was a brilliant boxing display tonight. Well done.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
You can see the thrill in his voice, can't you? He's had plenty to prove in the trade, Duke Mackenzie. What are they going to be saying about him in gyms across the country tomorrow?
I think, judging him by that performance, you'd say he was just an excellent boxer, because he didn't put a foot wrong all night. He just bobbed and weaved and ducked and dived and kept sticking the other guy with the jab, and that's boxing, to hit and not get hit. Just a little bit marked up around the head, but I feel that was like a clash of heads more than anything.
All in all, an excellent night's work, and Havard is definitely back in business. Now, I mentioned already in the show that we'll soon be seeing the one and only Evander Holyfield at heavyweight level. But what about the WBC World Heavyweight Champion Lennox Lewis? Lewis has big plans. His stated aim in 1994 is to unify the World Heavyweight crown. But first, he needs to take care of the belt that he already holds.
Please welcome the defending WBC Heavyweight Champion of the world, Lennox Lewis.
Oh, and Weaver's down. The right hand from Lennox Lewis.
Lewis is looking to finish it. Uppercut, right. Vince is all over. That is it. Finish. Third round. Lennox Lewis does the job. Lennox is looking for angles to try and explode his bombs, but it's all Lewis, and he's got it again. It's over. It's over. Lennox Lewis has done it. And Bruno is on the verge of going. He won't take a lot more, and this time it is done.
We'll follow the career from the start. The next big step for Lennox, the WBC World Heavyweight title defence, Lewis versus Phil Jackson. Ringside special, May the 6th, and it starts 11:30 in the evening. There's a couple of late nights coming up, but they really are well worth it, and I do hope you can join us for both of the big World Heavyweight title fights in the next 6 weeks or so. And before we leave you tonight, the rest of the details from the bill tonight in Cardiff, and we have one or two surprises in just a minute.
You're watching Sky Sports.